Last week, I used Psalm 130 and told a personal story of how that psalm connected to me and connected to my calling and to my deeper understanding of myself and my relationship with God. The Psalms are really important. They are, of course, readings from the Bible. And within the Hebrew culture, the Jewish culture, the Psalms were very much the hymnody, the hymnal of the synagogue. So it would be most appropriate for the people of Jesus' time to know their Psalms and to sing them and to take them deeply in, how those Psalms help them better understand their relationship with God. And we know that when we sing the Psalms, they can jump up at us and grab us. When we are in places where, let's say, a choir or the monks of old or even today chant the Psalms, they get a beauty to them. Now, the Psalms, as we have them printed in our prayer book, are a tiny bit different than the way you'll find them in the Bible. Covers the same turf, but they have been recalibrated, reset to be metrical, so it can be easier for us to sing them. So, for instance, Psalm 48, at the beginning of it in a chanted form, would sound something like this. Great is the Lord and highly to be praised. In the city of our God is his holy hill. Beautiful and lofty, the joy of all the earth is the hill of Zion, the very center of the world and the city of the great King. God is in her citadels. He is known to be her sure refuge. Behold, the kings of the earth assembled and march forward together. And it's really quite powerful. When we sing something, it becomes more and deeply a part of us. Now, an example of that would be, how does a community embrace music? I was at a conference a couple of weeks ago, a professional conference, and our keynote, our plenary speaker, Dr. Larry Pierce, talked about knowing your song. The theme of the conference was find a new song. What is your song? Especially in times of transition. And to know what your song is. Now, the example I'll give you is, as Americans, we have a song that is frankly almost unsingable. It's called the Star-Spangled Banner. All right? And the Star-Spangled Banner right now, our national anthem, is being punted around in different ways, and that's not what I want to speak to. I want to speak to Francis Scott Key when he was at Fort McHenry, when he was watching that flag fly over Fort McHenry as it was being bombarded in the War of 1812. That huge flag with 15 stripes, one for each then state, and 15 stars. Did you notice that they finally figured out you can't keep adding stripes? It would just make it too big. And did you know that this song might not have become our national anthem? Through much of the 1800s, Hail Columbia was a much more powerful and well-regarded song. But in 1889, the Navy adopted the Star-Spangled Banner. And then in 1916, Woodrow Wilson, President of the United States, declared that we should be singing that as the national anthem. And in 1931, the Congress of the United States endorsed it and said, indeed, the Star-Spangled Banner has won the banner battle and is our national anthem. Not My Country 'Tis of Thee, not Hail Columbia, which is basically what the Vice President gets played when he shows up. So that's what's played there. No, but in the Star-Spangled Banner, there is something interesting that I think you miss as part of our national song. When we get to the end of the first verse, you usually hear it like this. And if I can pitch it right, I can maybe make the notes. This is really hard to sing. Oh, say does that Star-Spangled Banner yet wave for the land of the free and the home of the brave. I've sung the poem wrong. When we sing it like that, we don't sing the question mark that Francis Scott Key put. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner, which he is watching being bombarded at night, will it still be there in the morning, yet wave, or the land of the free and the home of the brave? It's a pretty remarkable thing to have a question mark in our national anthem. It calls us not to look at whether or not that flag will wave, but will our crazy experiment that who we are as Americans continue, and how hard it is for us to work to see to it that that happens. That's our national song. That's our national identity, to be questioning and working hard. And so I think it's a gift that we have that question mark in there, no matter what pop star does to that last line and some of the awful, awful versions that we've ever heard of the national anthem. So I give you that as an example of what Dr. Pierce is talking about, a song being part of a culture. Now, when I was asked to come to Christ Church, and I understood some of the issues that were facing this body just over 3 years ago, I pondered what song I might be bringing in as I look back on it. And the song that I decided that was part of how I would be part of you at that time was one that took me back to when I had my own struggles. And you may have heard me sing it before, but I think it bears re-singing now. It's called I Will Change Your Name. And the I is not Bill Thomas. The I is God. Okay? I will change your name. You shall no longer be called wounded, outcast, lonely, or afraid. I will change your name. Your new name shall be confidence, joyfulness, overcoming one, faithfulness, friend of God, one who seeks my face. It wasn't all that long in my time with you that I discovered there was a confidence, a faithfulness, a desire bound in all the service and caring for one another, the laughter of the group, the willingness to be Christians and followers of Jesus. So I got to thinking, what is a song that would describe Christ Church as we have been together? What would I identify as Christ Church song? And as I prayed about it, I heard it. So let me share it with you. It's a simple song. It's Be Thou My Vision. Be Thou my vision, O Lord of my heart. All else be not to me save that Thou art. Thou my best thought by day or by night, waking or sleeping, Thy presence my light. Be Thou my wisdom, and Thou my true word. I ever with Thee, and Thou with me, Lord. Thou my great Father, Thine own may I be. Thou in me dwelling, and I one with Thee. High King of heaven, when victory is won, may I reach heaven's joys, bright heaven's sun. Heart of my heart, whatever befall, still be my vision, O ruler of all. The interesting thing is, much like the Jews and their hymnody in the Psalms, seeking deeper relationship with God. This is very much a song of deep relationship and connection with God and what God would give and what God continues to give. And so then I began to think about, what is the song now? How have we grown together? And what is the song now? What has become our song? Especially in this moment when we are all in a form of transition. Myself, as I look to retirement and all those changes. Christ Church, as you seek the next priest and what that will be in this wonderful and fertile place. And then I saw it. John Baum is the one who helped me see it. He doesn't know it. I don't pick the music. I'm too smart for that. When you have a musician of John Baum's caliber, you let John pick the music. And I opened up the bulletin as I was pondering this and coming to it, and I realized it's right there on page 5, and you already sang it, Lord of all hopefulness. And oddly enough, the tune for Lord of all hopefulness is Slain, S-A-L-N-E, the same tune as Be Thou My Vision. So it being consistent and being our song makes sense. I'm going to ask you to stay seated, but turn to page 5. We have printed the first 3 verses of the song. I'd like us in this time to make this our song and sing those verses, then I will sing the 4th verse. Lord of all hopefulness, Lord of all joy, whose trust ever childlike no cares could destroy, be there at our waking and give us, we pray, your bliss in our hearts, Lord, at the break of the day. Lord of all eagerness, Lord of all faith, whose strong hands were skilled at the flame and the lathe, be there at our labors and give us, we pray, your strength in our hearts, Lord, at the noon of the day. Lord of all kindliness, Lord of all grace, your hands swift to welcome, your arms to embrace, be there at our soul-meet and give us, we pray, your love in our hearts, Lord, at the eve of the day. Lord of all gentleness, Lord of all calm, whose voice is contentment, whose presence is calm, be there at our sleeping and give us, we pray, your peace in our hearts, Lord, at the end of the day. Your new name shall be confidence, joyfulness, overcoming one, faithfulness, friend of God, one who seeks my face. these words I and we offer and sing in the name of God, Father, Son, and Holy Spirit. Amen.